How to escape the 9 to 5 and create financial freedom. Hey everybody, and welcome back to this channel. In this video, I want to really help you right now if ultimately you just feel stuck in your life, you feel like you're going round in circles, you've still not achieved the goals you want to achieve, you've still not got the money that you want to have, you're still not able to live a life where you feel truly fulfilled and like you have flexibility and freedom and choice in your life. If that is you, this video is here purely to help give you some guidance to start to make a change that genuinely will get you from that place to a much better position. Now, it seems clear to me that we've all been given this almost invisible blueprint for life that just doesn't work. You know, it's you're born, you go to education, you go to university, you're then told to get a job, you then get married, get a house, have kids, work your way up the career ladder, retire, sit in a chair, die, pay tax after you've died. Anyway, that's a different video. And the truth is, the data suggests that this blueprint for life is not working. We've got more divorces than ever recorded before, more mental health problems, more suicide, more obesity, more health related diseases and illnesses. And I believe one of the big contributing factors to all of this is because the general blueprint for life we're encouraged to follow just isn't working for so many of us. And the truth is, and I know we all see these gurus day in, day out selling us the dream, and not all of them are that great, but with AI, artificial intelligence, with the internet, with social media, there has never been more opportunity to not follow that blueprint and to genuinely be making money on your terms, living a life which is more flexible and not having to answer to a boss how many days a year you're allowed to take off to be with your family and your children, or having half a day off for a loved one's funeral, and being dictated to ultimately how you spend your time and what you do, how you make your money. Like, let's be real, we're just brainwashed to think that that's normal and acceptable because these are societal norms that have been put in place since practically the beginning of time because it helps society function. But it doesn't mean it's optimal, ideal, and actually good and healthy for you as an individual. So these are 7 steps to help you if you want to join me and you want to start to live life more on your terms. I personally have had one job, one employment my whole life. I was 17. I did a part-time shift job at Nando's, the restaurant. That is it. I think I lasted about 18 months and I was done. I went self-employed as a performer, and ever since then I have figured out ways to make money on my terms, where I'm now at a point where I'm making thousands every single month, and I completely dictate and choose how hard I work, when I work, and I set my own diary. Anyway, enough about that. Let's dive into the practical stuff that you need to do if you want to do this. Number 1 is be strategic and have a plan. And I really want to caveat this by saying making a substantial change and getting to a position where I'm in now and beyond is not easy. It's not easy. It will take blood, sweat, and tears. It will take time, it will take energy, and it will not happen overnight, but it is possible. And it's like, just choose your hard. Everything in life worth having is hard. Everything in life that you don't want is hard by default. Doing a job you don't really enjoy, being in a relationship where you're not satisfied, not earning a lot of money, not being able to go on nice holidays, not being able to take time off because you've used all your leave up. Like, that's hard. So just recognize it's just choices. And at least with this, you're choosing something that's hard initially, but gets way better eventually if you stay the course. But you have to have a thought out, well-planned strategy over a long period of time. I speak a lot about the 2 schools of thought when it comes to goal setting. One is this all-in, extreme, burn the boats mentality. Take your 10-year vision and condense it into 6 months and go, go, go. I don't condone that. I think 99% of the time it's not useful for most people. But what I do believe in taking is a long-term strategic thought out plan, where there's a quote that Tony Robbins says, most people overestimate what you can achieve in 1 year and underestimate what you can achieve in 10 years. And I believe in thinking like that. Stop thinking it's all got to be done right now and just start to think 1 solid year of consistent progress compounded over 10 will be one hell of a decade, you would be in such a different place in the next 10 years. And let's all face it, the 10 years will go quick. So don't see it like, oh, 10 years. Like 1 year of solid progress, and then year 2, more solid progress. Year 3, like just 2 to 3 years of this mindset and being consistent, you're going to be in a very different place, let alone 10. But what people do wrong is they don't have a really solid plan. They just like go in from emotion and they just go, right, I've had enough. I'm sick of this job. I'm sick of the relationship. I'm sick of being fat. And they're just like, I'm just going to change everything all in one. And then they just burn out after a few weeks. And then they feel guilty about not achieving what they said they was going to achieve. And then they're back to square one. And it's just 10 years of constant going around in circles. Number 2, become really clear on why you want to make this change. In other words, start to become what I call a conscious person. Most people, I believe, are just going through life unconscious. They're not actually aware. We have these filters, deletion, distortion, generalization. A lot of people are just distorting and generalizing and deleting the reality of their life right now. They're not confronting it head on. They're not being really aware and conscious. When it comes to why do you want to make these changes, it can't just be, oh, I want more money and just generalize stuff. How much money do you need to be earning to live a much better life than you currently are? And why is it important? And what helps with this why is, what will it cost you if you don't? 10 years from now, if you're still in this position, what will that do to your mental health, your mindset? What will that do to your self-esteem, your confidence? What will that mean your family can't do and your family can't have if you don't make these changes? That's what I'm talking about. Become more conscious and aware of why this really actually is important and bring it to the forefront of your mind. There's something we have called the reticular activation system. And what it is it's about bringing your awareness to something. When you bring your awareness to something, you will be more focused on it and you will find more pieces of evidence to reinforce and remind you of why it's important, and also find more opportunities and ways to change that. Don't allow yourself to just become a victim of, oh, I know it's hard, I know it's rubbish, but oh, what's the alternative? I can't do better, so therefore I'm just going to become comfortable in discomfort. I'm just going to settle. I'm just going to accept. I'm just going to be defeated, and I'm just going to be as happy as I can with a really average, unfulfilling life. The third step to what I think will really help you is decide on one thing that you can teach, that you can sell, that you can create a business around, that is based on what people both need and they also want. It's no good if people need it, but they don't want it. It needs to be both. And it also needs to be of high value. Like they have to think, yes, this is something that I need and that I want, and it's really important to me. This is going to be a fundamental foundation of whether your side hustle / business idea that you're going to create will succeed or fail. People get caught up in, oh, well, I think this is a cool idea, or this could be fun, or I think people would enjoy this. But really, you've got to look at this deeper and go, do people really need it? And do they really want it? And do they perceive it as high value, or do they just think, oh, I'll just do it myself. I'll just learn it myself. I don't need to pay somebody. I'll just figure it out alone. You've got to think of those 3 things. Do they need it? Do they want it? And will they pay for it? Number 4 is create a schedule and say no. What I mean by this is, you might be in a position right now where you're in full-time employment. You might also be a parent. You might have all these different hats that you wear and these responsibilities and commitments. But we need to create space and time for change if we want change. You can't just keep doing the same thing on repeat and expecting change. So look at your current diary and find those pockets of time you currently have where you could be studying, where you could be doing market research, you could be creating your business idea, you could be creating content, you could be building relationships, you could be networking, marketing, starting to build momentum in this thing that's going to help you take back control over your life and earn more money. You need to create space for it. It might be evenings, it might be early mornings, it might be weekends, but create space in your current schedule. And then secondly, start to take things out of your current schedule. Say no to people, events, things that, even though, let me be clear, they might add value to your life in some ways. If you want change, there will be certain decisions where you have to make choices and say no to things to make more time and space for this new thing. And remember, it's not forever. I'm not telling you to live like this forever, but what I am saying is, if you want this to work, you need to give it the commitment and the time it deserves for a period of time. Number 5, so now you've created that space and that time. Now You want to really educate yourself on that one thing you've decided that you're going to bring to the marketplace. Surround yourself with other people that are interested in it, other people that have succeeded by doing it. Interview people, talk to people, get in groups, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, read books. Literally obsess about your chosen subject, your chosen thing, and work towards becoming an absolute expert and a master. You don't have to be an expert and a master in it now. You just have to know that people want, need, and are willing to pay for it. Know that you want to do it and it's something you're interested in, and then double down now. Use those pockets of time you've created to become an expert. There's a great quote: every master was once a disaster, and every winner was once a beginner. You don't need to be a master and a winner right now. You might be a disaster right now, but if you're creating the time to obsess and research and learn and talk about this one thing, bit by bit by bit, you're going to become more knowledgeable, you're going to become more experienced, you're going to become the go-to person that knows what they're talking about on this one thing. Number 6, now utilize social media to start to build rapport and build an audience around this one thing. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So you really want to become an expert on branding, on creating a personal brand, on marketing, on creating relationships via social media. If you're going to sell online versus in person, it opens up the whole world to you practically. So getting good at the internet and social media is a must, in my opinion. And the 7th step is, once you've become this expert, once you've started showing up on social media regular, talking about and sharing and documenting this journey on this one subject, you now want to give something of high value for free to your target audience around that. So it's a bit of a try before the buy way in which they can actually get access to the main product and service that you're going to then launch. And then following on from that, when you do launch something that's paid, you want to create something that is what I call an irresistible offer. You want to really think about your target audience, what they need, what they want, troubleshoot all their problems, and then make sure as best as you can, your one product, your one launch is the solution to all of that. And it really is as simple as following those 7 steps. It is simple. It's not easy. I'll come back to what I said earlier. It's not easy, but it is that simple. And if you're struggling with that and you don't know what your one thing's going to be, or you're struggling with social media, flipping get help. There's so many YouTube tutorials, there's so many podcasts, there's so many books, there's so many coaches, mentors, courses. There really is, in my opinion, no excuse anymore. The information is there, the help is there, the support is there. The bit that is missing is your willingness and commitment to just simply double down and follow these 7 steps. So I really encourage you, get super honest with yourself. If you are not happy with the current trajectory your life is on, with following this blueprint for life, if you don't just want to be another statistic, you have to be better than that. You have to be willing to do better than that and become better than that. And if you need help and support, know that it's out there. I'm an online business strategist. I'm here to help you. If you want help with your online business, just drop me a message or put a message in the comments below if you'd be interested in working with me. But whatever you do, make sure that you take personal responsibility to make a change and to follow these steps. Remember the famous quote, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. It's time to step up the energy, step up the focus, make the commitment, and get to work. If you found this video useful, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, all the usual YouTubey stuff that they say, but genuinely, please stay here on this channel. I'm here to help. I'm here to keep the motivation, the momentum, the guidance, the tips, the advice going, but it's no use if you don't keep showing up. So stay connected, stay engaged, and I'll see you on the next video.